his comments, and I want to begin by thanking all of you, our esteemed chairman and chairwoman, for being here with us. I'm a bit surprised to hear that there's a feeling that there is no consultation on behalf of Republicans on this bill, because let me tell you, there's a lot to hate from the Democratic side on this bill that looks much more like Republican proposals. Let me start, before I give my statement and ask a couple of questions, let me start by putting into the record a few letters of opposition that have come from our friends in labor. One of them is from IBEW in opposition of having the GROW Act added to the bill. The other one comes from Bakery, Confectionery, Tobacco Workers, and Grain Millers International Union, BCTGM, Directors Guild of America, DGA, International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, IATSE, International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, International Longshore and Warehouse Union, International Union of Painters and Allied Trades, Musicians and Pension Security, Pension Rights Center, SEIU, United Food and Commercial Workers International Union, United Steelworkers, Western Conference of Teamsters, Pension, United Steelworkers. Now, while it's good to see all of you today, and it's good to see that you are all in good health despite the pandemic raging around us, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge why we're here. When I boarded my flight yesterday, I was in a region whose small businesses are struggling to survive in an economy that has grounded to a halt. It's a place where families are waiting bumper to bumper in a seemingly endless line of cars for food banks because their funds have run out and their children are hungry. It is a place where donation drives are the only way some of our medical workers fighting to save lives can get the PPE to stay safe. This place, the region that I call home, is not an obscure place across an ocean. It's the Inland Empire. It's in California, the 5th largest global economy. Those businesses I mentioned are the mom and pop shops that make our community what it is. And those people in line are not folks from some far away place. They are our neighbors, they are our friends, and they are our family members. And those donation drives are my community's way of stepping up, because for all that this Congress has done in its previous bills, it's still not enough. They're calling 911. They are crying for help. We are here today and tomorrow to answer their call for help. And so that is why today, while it has taken us 5 hours to take up this bill, this rule, the people we know and we love need us to do more in this time of unprecedented danger. The question before us has nothing to do with politics. The question before us is whether or not we support the very communities we live in and the people and businesses that make us call those communities home. The HEROES Act does exactly that. I made a number of specific requests for this package after many, many, many days and several hours on the phone with people in my community. I am happy to see that you answered their call for help in this legislation. I led more than 75 of our colleagues in a call for hazard pay for medical workers who are putting their lives on the line to keep others alive, and protections against employer retaliation for any medical worker who is a whistleblower for inadequate PPE. This is personal. 3 of my closest family members are nurses. They're on the front lines of this pandemic, just like countless of other doctors, nurses, and medical staffers across our country. We're asking them to risk their lives right now, and they deserve proper support. And I am glad to see that these provisions are in this bill. I also led a push for virtual naturalizations to help the more than 100,000 Americans in waiting take that final step to citizenship with an online oath ceremony. These are people that have already proved and have been approved to become our fellow Americans. The only thing standing in the way is the oath ceremony, which is on hold to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And while everyone agrees that we must prevent the spread of this virus, including in our immigration process, in the age of the internet, there is no excuse for a stalled naturalization process. And in my region of Southern California, 10,000 people were denied this final step to naturalization in March. 10,000 more were denied in April. And 10,000 more will be denied in May. Thankfully, the HEROES Act includes funding for virtual naturalization ceremonies too. Aside from fulfilling requests like these, the HEROES Act continues the vital support started in the CARES Act. It expands economic impact payments for the American people. It has new investments in small business support, like the Paycheck Protection Program, and a new employee retention tax credit. It extends unemployment benefits for the more than 20 million Americans who are out of work through January of next year, and much, much more. To me, a profound new provision honors the most sacred and fundamental ingredient in our democracy, and that is our vote. The reason why we debated for 5 hours. The HEROES Act has new resources to ensure our election is safe in November and our census count is as accurate as possible. And as I close, I want to revisit something I said earlier. This is not about politics. It is not about supporting the American people. It is about supporting the American people in this moment. It is about the incredible need in our communities. And it is about answering their call for help, so our fellow Americans don't go hungry or lose their homes, so our businesses don't falter in a free fall. And so one day, when this horrible virus is behind us, we will have a society to emerge to. With that, I want to thank you again for being here, and I am going to now recognize Dr. Burgess.